We do something called learning styles. So like they take who you are and how you learn best, and they apply that to the actual textbook material.
I'm gonna say the number one thing that I really love about Laurel Springs is how the teachers interact with the students.
Being a teacher at Laurel Springs is truly a special experience. You look for the strengths of every student and you encourage and teach to those strengths. And then you also identify those areas for growth.
Your teacher's availability, I think I've touched on this, it's just that they are just available always and they're all over the world. It's not like every teacher is in Los Angeles and they all have the same problems and all this. No, you're bringing a global perspective to the classroom, and that is a huge plus.
She took an AP macroeconomics class that most definitely I could not help her with. And she struggled and struggled. And after she contacted her teacher made her stop everything she was doing and go back to the beginning and make sure that Kinsey understood step by step, chapter by chapter before she would allow her to move on. And that was very encouraging to me that, that Kinsey is definitely having to know what she's doing. She's not just breezing through this, that she is definitely earning her grade.
So in the I classes, there were a few moments where they're like, okay, get on the microphone and share. I'm like, I don't want to get on the microphone and share. And so the more that they kept saying that though, and the more that was reinforced, I was like, okay, fine, I'll get on the microphone and share. And from then to now, I can tell a big difference on how comfortable I am speaking in front of people. And then I think that led to even further opportunities for me to say, okay, like I can actually speak in front of a class, I can actually present, I can actually do well in improv and in essay reading and in crafting my own essays and reading them out loud. And later, eventually, which I did not expect, like being a student government president, in which case you're running a whole meeting.
I did not expect to get the attention that we got. At one point, Viviana began to express her interest in marine biology. And they said, give me 2 months, and I did. And sure enough, they did something with University of Hawaii and USC. I mean, how many middle schoolers get their own marine biology program? That was pretty cool.
The student is not in front of the computer like you would think they would be. I mean, it is very much diving deep into this wonderful, rich content. One of the biggest learning experiences for a student, especially in the beginning of online learning, is for them to understand how they learn best, and for them to understand what support they need from the very beginning.
Our son is a visual learner, he's an artist. He definitely has his moments of, I can't work right now, I need to go do my thing. And in a traditional school environment, that just isn't an option.
It's very important I can take school with me, because when I'm traveling, when I'm at the tennis club, when I'm home, when I'm in the car, anytime I can just study, because I can always have the Wi-Fi with me, and it's so easy.
When we first started looking at Laurel Springs, one of the things that we were obviously concerned about was accreditation. I actually called Stanford University, and I called UCLA, and I called USC, and I called Harvard. And I asked them the question, do you take students from Laurel Springs? They all said yes. They are fully accredited. We take their students. And as a parent, that was very comforting. To know that all avenues are open.
My parents weren't really comfortable with me being in online school because, it was really new to them. They saw that Laurel Springs wasn't a homeschooling, or it wasn't, just something I had to do. That there was somebody on the other end who would actually motivate me.
The first semester ended for us. He started in junior year. It was after sophomore year that we realized we needed to make a change. His grades were through the roof, and had a mastery of what he was learning. That's the other thing. It wasn't just sort of a regurgitation of what the teacher handed out in notes and whatnot. It was an actual learning, a deep understanding of the material, which to me is the most important thing about learning.
It seemed so much more advanced than all the other choices there are out there. A brick and mortar school, I'd be like, oh, well, deadline's passed, it doesn't matter. But at Laurel Springs, every assignment does matter. They definitely assisted me in my ideas of what is possible for me to do.
I would say this is the first school I've ever gone to that has put me to the test, whether I didn't have to I couldn't slack off, and I enjoyed that. I took one AP class and mostly all honors classes. I enjoyed my AP classes because they were definitely a challenge.
I think what convinced Mark was she finally said, Dad, I'm just as passionate about my academics as I am my writing. And that sealed the deal for him.
Transformation, indeed. Anna Lauren has become very independent. She's actually taken charge of her schoolwork in ways that I've never seen before. It gave me the chance to see the best side of myself academically.
I think it's right for me because I can just be me. I don't have to worry about what other people think or the comments they'll make or if anything will get in my way. I can just be who I am. I knew I made the right decision when it was about halfway into my 8th grade year. I was a part of the creative writing club. In every traditional school I'd been to, I was kind of ostracized for being a writer because that was not normal. Like, you write for fun? Like, what is that? And so in the creative writing club, I was encouraged by both students and teachers to keep going, to own my craft. And so halfway in my 8th grade year, like when everybody in my club had the same passion I did and was encouraging me to do the same thing, I was like, okay, I have my people. I have my people.
I am definitely well prepared for college now. I know all about managing my time, being disciplined, and so it's really given me a lot of faith within myself and to know that I can be this person in my mind that I want to be, you know, this caring, kind person.
Laurel Springs definitely helps you discover who you are as a person and who you want to be. In traditional schools, you don't have that option. Everybody is the same. You have the same classes that everybody else has to take. You have the same sports, you become ordinary. Laurel Springs teach you to become who you want to be and become extraordinary.
This is who you are. This is what you're good at. You know, these are your abilities that we love and we cherish and we encourage. Go use them.
Laurel Springs has given me opportunity to meet really wonderful, passionate students who choose to be at Laurel Springs and want the best and most out of their education.
Yes, he did it! Because there were moments in freshman and sophomore year where he struggled so much that he actually told me he wanted to quit school. So for somebody to go from wanting to quit school to actually kind of crushing it in the end, that's huge. It was life-changing.
If you look at Laurel Springs' track record, Laurel Springs has gone to all the Ivy Leagues, very prestigious schools. Like, the students have achieved remarkable things.
Online education is definitely the future. You're seeing more and more colleges require students to take online classes. This is just one more step in helping a child understand what they're going to see and be challenged with when they go on to college.
It's going to help me in the future because it's something that I think is going to become more and more, let's say, common. But something that it keeps up with how the world is continuing to develop.
To me, Laurel Springs is groundbreaking because it's changing the way education can be done through a virtual setting, and with teachers talking with you, FaceTiming you, Skyping, lessons online. It's really providing a unique experience.
Laurel Springs to me gives you freedom. Freedom to enjoy your children, freedom to learn, freedom to see the world, freedom to live.
Laurel Springs has given me tools to live my life.
Laurel Springs has given me the chance to pursue my dreams while still getting a very good education.
Laurel Springs has given me confidence, passion, and integrity.
To me, Laurel Springs is home.
To me, Laurel Springs is the world at your fingertips.